Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Holy, looks like we're about to get the show on the road. I mean, we got it about 30 minutes before it goes. How's everybody doing today? You guys doing good? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Can't wait to see. I want to know what this stream is about. Division 2, Year 6. I wait to see what. It's the same missions over and over. Please have some updates for solo players, especially in the Dark Zone. I just started a new age in Division 1. What's going on? Good time zone area. What's going on, T? How's it going? Sky, how's it going? It's probably also being streamed on Division 3. What up, what up? How you guys doing? Yeah, so we'll get it. We'll get it good. So, good morning. Let's see. I guess we'll find out in 5. We have about 30 minutes before the live show goes live. We're just waiting for them to start it up. Hey, Villain, what's going on? Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? You guys doing good? Hey, make sure you guys drop a like on the stream. Let's get the likes going. For every person here, we should have at least one like, and we should be going. I'm just gonna get the notifications out real quick. I'm gonna start posting them real quick on YouTube real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me post on my socials that I am live. But yeah, if you guys are just coming in, make sure the best thing to do to support the stream is drop a like on the stream. And that's the easiest way. If you guys want to become a member, you guys can. Easy way to do that, just to hit that little membership, and that helps support the stream. I'm gonna pin it to the top too, so if you guys ever wanna just take a look at it. You get custom emotes, custom badges, and let me just get this all out the way. I'm just gonna post this on my socials that we are currently live. Here we go. Let me go here. Let me go here. All right, let me post it on Discord real quick. How's everybody doing? What do you guys think it is? It's supposed to be a health update. If we look at the thing, it says join us tomorrow, December 12th, as we go live to introduce Project Resolve, a big health update for the Division 2 team has been working on. When I really see that things like that, I think of what's it called? I think it might be like, I don't know. I think it might literally just be something redoing gear sets, maybe. That's what I think it might be. The quality life updates. Rumors, someone said there might be crossplay, cross save. I don't know, guys. I don't know if that would be a thing, but could be crazy. I don't think that's a possibility, but I don't know. That's what somebody was rumoring around, but I just don't believe that's the case. But it is what it is. We'll find out. We'll find out soon. I just want to know in the comments, what do you guys think? What do you guys think this is? A member for 13 months. A Manny, what is this update? What does it mean? It's supposed to be a big. It's called a big health update, right? And when I get from big health update is something that's gonna help out balancing the game, whether it's on PvE side, PvP side, maybe have cross play for PvE. I don't know. Like, that's what I think of, but we don't know. We'll have to see in a second. I don't know. What do you guys think it is? What do y'all think it is? Because to me, it could be so many things. Honestly, it could be so many things. We need a little bit of music. Hold on. Let me see what I can get for us. We need some music. It's not on yet. They haven't started it yet. How you guys all doing? You guys doing good? Just hit likes. We should be live in a few. We're just waiting for them to populate it. It hasn't started. They said they're gonna start. I wanted to start the stream a little bit early, talk to you guys. It's been a while since we talked. Hey, what do you guys think about the whole day before thing that went down? So if you guys have been playing day before, the publisher of the day before, Not Fantastic, came out and said they worked with Steam. So if you guys want to refund your money, you'll get the full money back. So you got to play the game for a week free if you ended up buying it. But yeah, so pretty much everybody gets their money back, no matter how many hours you put in. I think I clocked 42 hours was the last time I looked. So yeah, that's that right there. But yeah, so nobody lost money, nobody lost anything. So we should find out pretty soon. Just make sure you guys drop the likes on the streams. Hey, come on, guys. How many likes do we have on the stream? Let me see. We only have 162 likes. I know you guys can do better. We can at least get half of the amount of viewers we have in here. What do we have? 500, baby? So we'll be seeing you soon. Is this the streaming official Twitch channel? It's supposed to be Angel. Kind of now thinking bring back Snowstorm. That would be cool, right? Bring back Snowstorm. Play some salsa. Yeah. Brought it back to 7th and was let down. It's a day after. Now they changed it. The day forgotten. Hey, hey, no lie though. When I played the day before, I will tell you. So I'm gonna tell you something. When I played the day before, hey Sky, 70 months. Holy, that is crazy. 70 months membership. That sounds like a long time. But yeah, St. Elmo's makes bots better players. I saw something about them moving some of their titles to different companies. Yeah, I don't know. They make counter bears, nerf Ouroboros, 550 people and 160 legs. Not good, guys. Fantastic honors. Hey, so I will tell you guys, I think the reason, like a lot of people ask me, yo, Skillz, why were you playing it? Like, what was so cool about it? What drove you? So the aspect that I liked that it was scratching was you lost everything you had, right? Like, so every time I went in, I knew I had the chance of losing everything. And when I killed a player, I knew I had the chance of stealing all his stuff. To me, that's just an adrenaline rush. You know, like when you're out there and we would find people. I don't know if any of you guys watched the stream. We went to a hospital, right? They had a hospital up north. And it was probably my favorite building. Like, of everything they did, that building they put in there was kind of cool because it had like 8 floors, right? And it had these little corridors. So we'd be going down, right? We'd be like looking left, looking right. And you could hear people opening drawers and stuff. So like that adrenaline starts pumping, right? And then you would come around corners and you would see somebody. And then I killed the dude and he had like mad loot. I stole it and then I had to extract it, right? Like, it's not that you stole the loot, right? Yeah, anybody can steal the loot. But then you have to put it in your bag and then get it out. And then you're overweight because it weighs too much and you're like running slow. That is the adrenaline that I got from it. And people tell me I should go over to Escape from Tarkov. The only reason I haven't is because Escape Tarkov is 100% first person. And I've always been, I like first person shooters, right? Like, don't get me wrong. But third person has a special place in my heart. And it's a game, it's like something I like. I played SOCOM back in the day, Ghost Recon. What else? H1Z1, like PUBG I played too. Like I like the third person aspect that can go to first person, third first. It's just kind of how I play. But that is the main reason why I was playing it, guys. And most of you guys who watch my streams, you guys realized it and you guys saw. I genuinely was having a good time with you guys and just playing it because it was just that adrenaline rush that I was getting. Now, the game was horribly done. It was like just assets thrown on there. But the fact that somebody was able to throw assets on there and create something that I kind of like, I know there's a developer out there that can do it. And that's what I'm hoping for one day. Like a AAA company comes out, creates the game that I want, and that's it. We have about 20 minutes. How you guys been, man? We haven't did a Division 2 stream in forever. I just started streaming again, guys. So a lot of you guys asked me, yo, Skillz, are you streaming over on YouTube full time again? So yeah, we currently are on YouTube full time. We did 5 streams back to back. They were all day before. Now we're not streaming the game anymore. The game's kind of over, but we're gonna kind of transform into a new game. We'll figure it out. We're doing the live stream today for the special report. Maybe after the stream, after they do their stream, we'll break down what they did. What's going on here? After their stream, we'll break down. Yeah, it's not up yet. So after their live stream, we'll break it down, and then maybe we'll play a little bit Division 2, and then we'll wrap it up for the day. And then maybe tonight I'll come back with a different game, so we'll see. We're sitting at 261 likes. If you guys could drop a like on the stream, we'll definitely appreciate you guys chilling, hanging out here. 70 months is equivalent to 5.5 years. It felt like the DZ. It felt, so Atlas, the feeling I got from the day before it gave me more risk reward, right? I was losing everything. Like, man, okay, it would be like if we went into the dark zone for the Division 2, right? And say we had all our green gear sets, right? Or we had a full set on, right? And we have our exotic weapons. And we went out there and someone killed us. And we lost everything except like 5 items in a special lockbox that you got to keep. You know how intense you would feel? Like you would go into the dark zone. Would you go into the dark zone fully geared out? Or would you like, I'm gonna take this gear that's average. Maybe I can steal someone else's gear that's a little bit better. And then I could just take it out and then use his gear next time. That's kind of how it was. You had to be like strategic. So that's how it felt to me. Like that's what was the adrenaline behind the day before. It's like you would just lose everything. So it would be like if we were in the dark zone, instead of just losing what's in your backpack, you got stripped, right? You had 6 items you got to keep in this little special lockbox, and then you would lose everything. And for me, that was the adrenaline that I was getting out of it, and the thing. So it would be like a hardcore dark zone, if you want to call it. That's pretty much what it'd be. So Calm 2 for the win. Have you tried DayZ? So a lot of people tell me to try DayZ. A lot of people tell me to try Rust. The problem is I need a game that visually looks pleasing. Like the thing with the day before, it visually didn't look horrible, right? It still looked like it wasn't like next gen. Oh, I want to say next gen. It wasn't like The Last of Us like quality, right? It wasn't like Naughty Dog's game quality. It wasn't the Division 2 quality, when you're in max graphics. But it wasn't like PlayStation 2 DayZ graphics or Rust graphics. Because if you look at those games, they look like they're from like Nintendo 64 era, right? The games are good, but they look like they're from like Nintendo 60. DayZ looks like Nintendo 64. So don't play Tarkov unless you're willing to dump the time into it. Today, Division devs are going to tell us about the Division Resurgence in Heartland. I think today's strictly Division 2. I think this is just a huge overhaul of the quality of life of the Division 2. And I follow a couple of the devs on Twitter. They were saying that there's a lot coming. So get your pens, get your paper ready, because they will. Hey, what's going on, Ken? Hey, if I didn't say your name, guys, and I didn't mention you, hey, appreciate you guys coming through today. Hey, in the chat, let me know where you guys are from. I want to know where everybody is tuning in from today. Let me know, and I'll start to shout out some people, talk to you guys. If you guys are just joining, drop a like too. Appreciate you guys coming through. I have questions. This game come in USA, yet not in beta testing, and the full game, Division. So Division Resurgence is a mobile game, and it's going to be launching next year. It's currently in regional beta test, and we actually played it on the channel. And I think I might actually do a live stream of it. If not later tonight, tomorrow we'll do a full live stream of Division Resurgence, so you guys can see. And I play it on my phone, and then I pop it up on my monitor. So we'll 100% do it. Like I have this little stand like this, and I play it like this. Boom. So we'll do it like that. Yeah. Skills. All you need is 7K to buy fantastic assets. You can have your own. It's not the assets that cost. It's the server that cost. I played the day before on ultra high, and my game was lagging so much. I played on ultra high, Mr. Bot. I didn't have any issues. Yo, Tony, what's going on, man? Skills play Tarkov. Everybody keeps telling me about to start work, but I'll be closing deals listening. Thanks for the stream. Hey, Javier. Hey, no problem, man. Get that money. Maybe it's specialized tree revamp. I don't think we'll get a revamp of the tree, but that would be surprising. New Jersey, Michigan, Illinois, New York, Puerto Rico. Yeah, what's going on, Dante? Hey, what part of Puerto Rico are you from? Colombia, Kentucky, Toronto, Jamaica. Yo, I actually been in Jamaica twice. I like it. Very, very cool. Oregon, Maryland, Connecticut, Buckeye State, Ohio, France. What time is it in France? It's got to be like 12-hour difference. Illinois. I seen Once Human, but the thing with Once Human, it looks a little too. Is this it? Hold on. I think they started. My bad, guys. Hold on. It looks a little too futuristic. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Here we go, boys. Yo, $10 donation, Cyber Sword. What's going on? I have so many hours in the division and love Tarkov. Give try offline and see if it's for you. Much love. Keep up the great work, Cyber Sword. One of my subscribers and one of the members for on YouTube actually gave me the game. He bought me the game. So I have the game. I downloaded it. So I plan on playing it. I just need to get into it. Are we going to get an 8-man open world? I don't think so. Columbus, Ohio, Wisconsin. Manny from PR2. Hey, man, love to see my people. Dominican Republic in the house. Hey, what's going on, man? I went to Dominican Republic for my birthday last year. Had a blast, man. The people in Dominican Republic are amazing. Hey, Silk, what's going on, man? You have subs in Pakistan? You won't believe it. I got friends here. Hey, that's cool, man. Hey, it's cool to see people all over the world watching. You know, when you start this journey, you never really know what's gonna happen, right? You never know who's gonna be watching you, and you know, it's crazy. Like the people that you have watching you and seeing you. It's kind of cool, man. So it's blessed. Hey, appreciate you guys. Hey, if you guys are just coming in, do me a favor. All you have to do is hit a like on the stream, baby. We have 11 minutes and the special result report will go live. The goal for this stream is we'll watch the stream, we'll break it down afterwards, and then maybe we'll play some Division 2. I haven't leveled up my PC account character. Well, he's already leveled. I haven't done the manhunt from this year, so we could probably do like the holiday event on there and then do other stuff. We'll see. Yeah, I have a hotshot determined build. So if you guys look for any of my builds and stuff like that, if you're looking for strictly Division 2 stuff, make sure you check out the second channel, guys. It's Nothing But Skills 2.0. It's on YouTube. It's kind of where I put all my builds. It's kind of where I put all my stuff on there. So that'd be a great way for you guys to put it. And we get a little bit and we'll be rocking and rolling. Make sure you guys drop a like on the stream. Everybody, hit the like button. It helps spread the stream. We get the energy in here. People will come and watch and we'll have a lot of fun, you know? So come on, let's get the likes going, baby. Let's get the party started, because we about to find out what this special report is. Hopefully it gets us hyped after this and we'll be good to go. And hopefully you guys are having a good morning. We got a little bit left, and the stream will be going. Over 800 people. Smash the like button. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming through. Skills don't need to be nursed. The bunk, nerf the bunk build. One-shot pistol needs people that complain about skills. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're nerfing, what they're doing. Hey, Khalid. Hi, Skills from Morocco. I've always wanted to go to Morocco, my man. Hey, welcome. Greetings from Argentina. Hey, appreciate you, man. Hi from Australia. Hey, it's summertime in Australia right now, right? Welcome, welcome. Germany here, High Skills, lovely community. Hey, appreciate you guys coming through. Hey, appreciate you guys all over the world, man. Saudi Arabia right here, all the love from Saudi Arabia. Hassan, man, appreciate you, love you, man. Philadelphia. I don't know if I can say go Eagles, man. You know, go Fins, baby. Yo, Skills, you got to turn. Yeah, I got that. 1 a.m. here in Australia, Singapore, Rhode Island, New Jersey. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate the love. Greetings from Greece. AT, welcome to the School of Skills, baby. Appreciate you, man. Hey, welcome to the family. Hey, thank you for the support as always, man. Appreciate you, brother. What's up from Netherlands? Hey, Netherlands, another country I always wanted to go to. Greetings from the U.S. East Coast, Atlanta, GA. Hey, congrats for you. Hey, Alejandro, what's going on, man? What's up from Atlanta? Division community is deep. Hey, $10 from JA. Appreciate the love, man. Thank you for the $10 donation. Hey, much love, brother. No more day before. Yo, no, the day before they canned it. I actually played. So after everything happened, after they started giving all the refunds back, I went back on the server. There were still people there. I probably won't stream it again, guys. Not for a while. I'll probably do like a throwback where we'll go back and we'll see if there's players in the server. But I did play late last night for like about 5 hours just to see who was on the server. And I played it. I was killing players. I looted up so much gear last night. Like I'm talking about, I have so many ARs now from players. But yeah, there was people playing, but obviously the servers were dying down. And it was because people were refunding the money because they're giving full refund for everybody who played the day before. On Steam, no matter how many hours. I'm at like 42, but I know guys with 40 hours, 30 hours. Hey, what's up from Michigan? Nigeria, hey Gary, hey South Africa, hey appreciate you, bro. Hey UK here. Hey, appreciate you guys, man. Hey, thanks for the love, man. We're all around the world. That is crazy. Can you imagine that? Like people watching you from all around the world. Hey, much love, everybody. Hey, if you guys could drop a like on the stream. 900 people in here. Let's get the party started. A lot of love, man. As always, Germany here. Hey, let me keep reading the comments. Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam. I went to the red light district when I was I didn't go to the red light district to like I went to go like, the tourist area, guys. Come on, calm down. But I went to red light district before and it's a tourist, like so many tourists there. It's crazy. I want to go back to Amsterdam though. Like definitely, I liked it. I like being there. I like sightseeing and stuff. It was cool. Scotland here. Hello from Brazil, from Georgia, Finland, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. Yo, bro, we're all over, baby. I appreciate you guys, man. Hey, thanks for the love. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. Thanks for coming out and hanging out. Hopefully we can we can have a good time here. Antarctica. Hey, Carlos from Puerto Rico. Man, we got a lot of people from Puerto Rico over here, man. Appreciate you guys. I'm actually going back to see my mom. I got Dorados where we're from. Yes, Nigeria watching since day one. Appreciate you, man. Sydney, Australia, Luxembourg. Hey, Lone Wolf, how you been, bro? Hey, good to see you in the stream, man. Good to see you as always. Amsterdam's a big crypto city. I didn't know that. That's cool. Amsterdam is fun. Well, you were there and yeah, like Amsterdam's like a party city. I'm from Puerto Rico, man. I was literally all around though, because my dad was military. So I was raised a little bit all over. Lived in Germany for a little bit. Texas, Puerto Rico. And then when I was in the military, I was all over the U.S. too. So, but yeah, so I was a military brat when they like to call that, right? Like you know when a kid goes around traveling around with their parents. But I went to high school in Puerto Rico. That's where like my mom wanted to be to like end out her career. So I went to high school in Puerto Rico, and then after that, greetings from Australia, Croatia. From PR2. How do people come up with some of the challenge regarding masks, procedures, where to go? So the mask, the hunter mask, that all came out from so there were when the game first came out, there was a group, like I forgot, it was called the secret, it was on Discord. It was like the secret something. I forgot, they called it secret something, and everybody would go in there and everybody would throw tips. Like people would find out something and then they would just keep in there. Now, I don't know if there was a dev in there undercover and was passing like hints, but like people started picking up, okay, here. It was like a group, a lot of them. And then they would find it out, and that's how all the hunter masks. The original 12 and the 13 got found out was from that. It was a mistake when they first got found out because you could like one-shot the hunters and they would drop a mask. There was like 3 hunters you could one-shot when the game first came out. You could one-shot them with your TAC 50 and they would drop a mask. You just had to know where they were. You know the ones that are creeping on the very top? That's how the hunters were. So if you had a TAC 50, you would just look for them and you would hit them and then they would drop the mask like right on top of you. And then people realized, okay, there was mask. And then after that, people started going around trying to figure it out. And then it was a Discord. I forgot the name of the Discord. They do a lot of games though, but they were specifically, and they were on there and that's how all the hunters came out. Hey, thank you for the $5.99. Appreciate you, man. Ori, thank you for the love, man. Good days. Going to Puerto Rico for your birthday, end of February. Hey, you're gonna have a good time, man. Puerto Rico is a nice spot, man. That's what it was, Puerto Rico. Good day, sir. From Nottingham, UK. Hey, man. UK is another place I want to go to, man. I've never been over there. Is it some? I thought it was winter. I thought if we're winter in the US, it's summer in Sydney, like in Australia, right? Like I thought we're opposite. I thought if it's winter for us, it's summer for them. If it's summer for, I thought somebody was telling me that. Hey guys, and we have 1,000 people in here. 2 minutes to go. Hey, let's drop. Can we break 700 likes? I think we can, man. We got 1,000 people in here. Drop a like on the stream. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for the donations. Hey, appreciate you guys. Houston here. What's your genuine opinion of state of PvP right now? Hey, I tell people all the time, I don't enjoy the PvP right now for the Division 2, man. It's always had issues. It's always had issues. It doesn't really cater to solo players. Like they slow you down so much, and it has to do with the armor kit keeping you in place. You can't move when you pop it, right? Like Division 1. If we didn't have armor kits, we had med kits. So when we would move, we go. We had every med kit, right? If you selected it, if you popped a med kit, it would clear status. That's what every armor kit should do. Every armor kit, not one armor kit, every armor kit in the game, if you pop an armor kit, it should clear status, right? Like it should be instant, and it should clear status, and for 10 seconds, we should be clear. And that's what it was in Division 1. It was your med kit, and then you click the talent, right? Like a little perk we had, and we would click it, and we always had it. So if we got put on status effects, we would hit it, and for 10 seconds, we had a fighting chance of not bleeding out or not being on status. But that's something that this game doesn't have. It doesn't have that quick reaction, instant, like, okay, I can counter this guy's play, right? Like, I don't have an immune box, right? Like, immune box in Division 1 was huge. You would drop it, and if you were in it at first, when it first came out, you were clear. Then when they nerfed it later on, you had to stand on the edge. If you guys remember, there was a big circle, and you would run in and out if you got on a status. And every time you would like run out of it and go in, it would clear status. And then you just fight outside of it, then you go in and clear status, and it was instant. Like here we have the booster hive, but it's like little stingers that come out and they're like slow. It just, to me, I don't know. There's a lot of counters. They slow the game down a lot in Division 2 compared to Division 1. All right, it's about to start, guys. So let's watch it. Drop a like on the stream, and we'll talk more. Appreciate the $10 donation, Jay.
My name is Daria. I'm a community developer for Division 2, and today with Yannick. How are you feeling today?
Pretty excited. Finally get to talk about Project Resolve and all the stuff we've been working on. So yes.
Nice. As you can see, we're in a festive mood, wearing some festive decorations. And before we start, just a quick reminder that this is not a live stream where we're going to show new content. That's not about new gear, not about new season. That's why it is very special. And to explain to you what Project Resolve is, let's watch a pre-recorded video we made earlier this month.
Hello agents. Launched Project Resolve, a comprehensive seasonal update focused on health and quality of life for the Division 2.
Thanks to your feedback, our goal with Project Resolve is to enhance the overall player experience and establish a solid foundation for future content by making significant improvements to the game's health and stability. The recent shift in season length has allowed us to focus on building this broad and impactful update while maintaining the game quality as you continue to enjoy our content.
We will start with a public test this week, followed by another test in January, culminating in the full release in February to all Division 2 players. Project Resolve is divided into 3 key areas: stability, health, and gameplay improvements.
How's it sound?
From thousands of bug fixes to PvP improvements, we're digging into everything.
Just to give you a glimpse at the few main areas of improvements Division agents can expect: enhanced stability with a focus of in-game performance and reducing crashing on all platforms. Improvements to PvP combat with a status effects rework, conflict rewards buffs addressing glitches, and more to make the experience more enjoyable for everyone.
Major balancing overhaul to give you more choices for powerful weapons in PvE. Expertise and optimization cost reduction to make upgrades more accessible. Changes to projects and global events to make them more fun and worthwhile.
Quality of life improvements, including scaling open world loot crates with world difficulty and the ability to recalibrate directly from the inventory.
And we have more you can find out about in our article linked in the description.
Initiating Project Resolved meant our team needed to build a solid foundation, which has affected some of our previously announced plans. Following the current season, Year 5, Season 3, Vanguard, will release in February 2024, which will include the health updates from Project Resolve in full, as well as normal seasonal content you expect, like a new manhunt, season pass, and apparel event. This does mean we have made the tough decision to move the DLC release to 2025.
As always, your input is invaluable to us, and we will continue to incorporate it into our decision-making processes as we continue the journey of improving the game as part of Project Resolve and beyond.
To provide you with more insight into the next few months, we'll release detailed patch notes and provide frequent updates on the PTS content and results.
Starting December 15th, PC players will have the opportunity to test out this initial set of changes and fixes alongside Season 3 gear.
We can't wait for you to dive in and explore the new features and improvements. You can get ready by preloading the public test server on December 14th, so we'll be all set to jump right into the action.
Did they say 2025?
Thank you, Yannick, for in-depth explanation, and thank you, Radu, as well. So as you can see, Project Resolve is only possible because Massive and Bucharest Studio work together. And just spill the tea, give us all the details.
Well, there's a lot to unpack here, but just, first, the context is just that. I mean, we all know the reality of what the day-to-day is in the game. We know that there are some challenges in terms of performances, in terms of stability, in terms of quality in general. This is feedback we've been receiving from all of you. For some time, but we see ourselves when we look at the game and when we play the game. So we've wanted for some time to make improvements, to really try to spend some time on quality and improving the game. Why even doing that? But this is only possible to make really significant improvements. We can only do that when we actually focus the entire team on this. And so that was the big decision we made when we started working on Project Resolve. Was like, okay, let's put everything on hold, let's pause, and let's focus on improving the game. Now, it's not an easy decision because, of course, we all want exciting new things, we all want the revamps, we all want the new DLC and all of that, but it's ultimately the most important thing first is to really work on the foundations and improve the game. So that was the main decision behind Project Resolve, and the first area of Project Resolve and the real reason why this exists is quality, it is improvement, it is stability, performances. And then on top of that, we looked at all the things gameplay-wise and experience-wise that we can do that we always hear feedback of, from the players, and we're always like, yeah, that would be great, we would love to do that, but we never really have time to put this in any update. So we thought, let's take that opportunity as we are focusing the entire team on this. Let's actually go and revisit some of the things that we've been wanting to do for a while, but have been on top of our of our wish list and try to spend some time making those improvements as well. So of course that's PvP was very high on top of the list, but not just, also a lot of things in PvE, really trying to remove a lot of the frictions you have when you play the game on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, there's, as we said, there is a lot in Project Resolve and from a lot of different angles. But overall, I really hope that this is going to allow players to, learn to re-enjoy the game, to forget about some of the small frustrations and the small frictions, and really just enjoy the video game as it is.
Yeah, and it's not an overstatement that there are more than 1,000 bugs. I know that it's even more now.
Yeah, almost 2,000. Yeah.
Almost 2,000 now.
2025.
So, yeah,
That's crazy.
It's a very big improvement and groundwork to lay for the future improvements.
We'll
and of
talk
course,
about
we're
it.
going to go into all the details.
Hey, drop a like, guys.
This stream is what it's all about, to give you a glimpse of what Project Resolve is. Some things are still work in progress, and they're going to be available on PTS. And of course, there is always a possibility for them to be adjusted based on your feedback, as usual. So do not take this as the final version of what we're gonna release in February together with the rest of the season. It's just basically we want to share the general approach and the general ideas behind all those changes and how we want to approach them. But before that, I think it's important to also explain how the Project Resolve influenced the existing roadmap. And as you know, we shared the roadmap earlier this year, and because of the Project Resolve, there were a few shifts made here and there. So let's understand why. And
so we have Project Resolve, new main apparel events.
As I said, it's like for
Quality life
Project Resolve to
improvements.
be and to really be the full scope that we wanted it to be, we needed almost the entire team to really just work on that. We didn't want any distractions.
So literally
We
nothing
didn't
is
want to have
happening
to
in
discuss
2024.
priorities, okay, Project Resolve or this other piece of content. So we decided to kind of freeze,
Nothing is happening in
a way,
2024.
our development on many things. Which
I mean,
means,
the quality
course,
of life
things
improvements.
we had planned earlier had to be moved later. But as you can see, our first focus has been Project Resolve, and this is going to be what comes out with the next title update, the next season. And then after that, we take the next year 6, and this is where we're going to be then releasing the other pieces that we had been working on. They are not finished, so as soon as Project Resolve is out, we're going to go back to working on the rest. But we had made some good progress on those already, so it's not as if we're starting from scratch. Of course, the big ones here being the revamp of the seasons.
This reminds me of year 3 of the division,
season 2,
when we got nothing.
So this is, well, we're not here to go in details on that, but this is really rethinking the season approach in the Division 2. And then,
I think Division Heartland's got to drop next year.
That we had initially planned for year 5, but needs to be moved all the way to year 6. So we can really, once we are done with Project Resolve, really take all the work that's been done also with Resolve in terms of improvements, in terms of performance and all those things, and really
I'll be back in 2020.
work on that DLC with what's the best the game has to offer, so we can really bring it to the level of quality that will make us proud.
Yeah, but as we mentioned, the Project Resolve is here to lay the solid groundwork for the future content and DLC specifically. So that's why it's very important to understand why the shift happened and why it is our utmost, focus and the utmost importance is the Project Resolve right now. And we're going to publish the roadmap on our website and on socials, so you can take a look at it later. No need to screenshot anything unless you want to. Feel free to screenshot.
You will anyway.
Are they going to tell us what's more details about Project
Another
Law?
roadmap that we showed in the pre-recorded video is a roadmap dedicated specifically to the Project Resolve. And as you noticed, there are going to be 2 test phases. So first test phase, as Yannick and Radu explained in the video, is actually going to happen this week.
Yep.
The preload will be available on 14th. And from December 15th to 18th, you are welcome to try almost all the changes that are going to be a part of Project Resolve. As usual, since we're going to have 2 phases, not everything is going to be available right at the first phase. And please refer to the patch notes. We're going to publish those
Quality
later
of
this
life,
week.
fixes, balancing, PvP.
And as you can see, also the Year 5 Season 3 gear was moved to the second phase. It's because we want you to concentrate on the Project Resolve changes and improvements and balancing first and foremost. And then in January, we're gonna reconvince and collect all your feedback, make changes based on the feedback, and hopefully have a second successful test phase. And after that, the Project Resolve is going to be released together with the Season 3 Vanguard, with the rest of the gear, Manhunt, and pretty much everything that seasons are about.
That's crazy.
And of course, it's not going to be the end of it. We will continue monitoring your feedback. We will continue adding the improvements to the game. So basically, everything that you have to say about the Project Resolve changes, about the balancing, about the new features, about quality of life updates that are going to come with Project Resolve, please make sure to spare some time and test this amazing features on the PTS. Unfortunately, it's also going to be available only on PC, but for our console players, as usual, we're going to have the character template, level 40 character template. So if you're not a PC player but still want to take part in the test, you're welcome to download the client and have the pre-built character for you.
Yep. And again, I think what's very important is to really state again that it's not just limited to Project Resolve. There are improvements that we have in mind that are going to come afterwards. There are things we're going to try in Project Resolve. You will see when we go through those changes. Some things that are more drastic than others. So we're going to be trying things, and
That's
maybe
crazy.
Some of them I hope will be popular. Some might be less popular.
If you guys just
so
want
we
to
will
drop a
adapt
like,
afterwards.
we'll
But
talk
it's,
everything
it's
shortly.
really about,
I got a lot to
especially,
say. I know.
thinking
This
of
is
like,
crazy,
big
man.
topics like PvP. You will see there are some changes in here where I'm really curious and really excited to see what the reaction and the feedback will be. And in some cases, we're trying to be a bit bolder and see.
Guys, I think we're going to get Division Heartland in 2024.
But this
Dream
this
probably.
is the first package, and this is going to
And
be an
Division
ongoing
Resurgence in
thing, yes, as well.
2024.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, that's
Division
just a glimpse
Resurgence,
of
Division
what's
Heartland,
coming,
guaranteed to
and
drop it
then
in 2024
it's up
now,
to you
and then
to vote for the
Yep.
most popular changes. Okay, but we talked a lot about what Project Resolve is, but let's get into details and actually.
We haven't even started with the.
Oh, we got
there were a
details.
lot of
There's a few
cards.
of them.
Oh my god,
They were talking way too much. I need to know more
details
details about what
They
this
actually
Project
unfold
Resolve is.
because
What
they fit on one
PvP
card,
balancing?
and there's
What
like, I
PvE
don't know
balancing
how
are
It's
they
many
not
doing?
even all of that. It's just
Look at that.
Are they
one.
changing the expertise system? Like,
Oh, there's text
are they
behind.
redoing the
I
I
skill
shouldn't
tree?
open it. There's text behind.
Like,
it.
what's
Not
the
even the
details
biggest
behind
If
all
I
this?
lift it, look, there's text behind.
I mean, I tried to
Resolve
be
is-
conscious and eco-friendly.
is like a beta
so I
for
did
the
not
Division
print
3.
everything that we had, but then again,
They're
I
gonna
have
try
Danny
things to put in
for
Division
that.
3?
He has
Probably Big
everything
Will.
memorized. He asked me not to say that specifically, but
I know every detail of every single thing that every person in this team.
Red Storm is on Division Heartland, Juvie.
No, I
it's
don't.
probably.
So I might make mistakes.
They're the ones.
It'll be fine.
They're full
Yeah,
charge
let's
of
look at all
Heartland.
the changes that we're gonna have and
Okay.
we're gonna discuss.
PvP,
today.
status effects,
So
conflict, dark
main
zone
topics.
fixes,
I mean,
balance.
it would just make sense to
New
to
game
say that
modes.
all the changes can be categorized under PvP and PvE specific changes, probably except for the expertise. That's why it's a separate
Or
line.
maybe just regular.
But today we also just going to discuss status effects, conflict, dark zone, fixes to dark zone, balancing, global events, projects, quality of life update, game modes, new features, a lot of stuff. And that's just, a very general overview of what Project Resolve is. And first up, let's dive into status effects.
Hey, if you guys are in the
I
stream,
know
let's
that
drop
a
a like.
lot
Let's
of
break 1,000
PvP
likes on the stream,
players,
baby.
Were not very expectant of a lot of PvP updates to be shared on this live stream, and You guys
It's
are in
fair.
for a surprise. It's fair, but finally your time has come.
Well, it's starting anyway. But yes, I mean, it's when it comes to PvP and when we started discussing, okay, where do we want to start to try to make PvP better? The main focus for us with Project Resolve in terms of PvP, it's at least the primary focus has been the PvP combat. It's been really trying to make
PvP, let's find
encounters
out.
from player to player to feel better, to feel more balanced, and to allow to not it just be about whoever shoots first, but actually allow for counters and for opportunities to react and to turn it around. So obviously status effects for PvP players has been a big topic for a very long time. So we wanted to try to approach it. We also did not want the approach to be, okay, let's nerf status effects to the ground and make it irrelevant, because that status effect is still a big part of the game. You can build towards it. There's a lot of mechanics around that. There's a lot of items that are built on status effects, and we didn't want to just remove that from the PvP experience. So the approach is more to try to keep it in check, and also make sure that we actually first prevent the overuse of status effects, and also allow players to have counters and to react when affected by status effects. So, no, to the list.
Time to look at the notes. And yeah, as Yannick mentioned, even though the status effect changes prioritize PvP experience, still some changes gonna apply in PvE as well. But I honestly do not know where to start.
We'll keep an eye on that. But so,
Yeah, people
so
still
with status
PvP in
effects, the main thing first is in terms of diminishing returns. So we're going to be implementing proper diminishing returns. So that means that when you apply a status effect on someone and then you apply that status effect again, the effects are going to be reduced and reduced and reduced until the person has eventually full immunity. So first, that's trying to limit the overstacking of status effects on other players. One thing that we're doing as well is we're categorizing those status effects into categories, which is, I have to look at my notes, but crowd control and damage over time. So it's not just diminishing returns in terms of shock and then shock and shock. Each status effect is categorized either in the crowd control area or in the damage over time area, and then the diminishing return applies to that whole family. So if we take, for example, if you apply bleed to someone and then you apply burn to someone, those are two damage over time status effects. So that means the diminishing return is going to apply already on the second one, even if it's not exactly the same, as long as it's in the same category. So that's the first part. And then
so you can't stack
the
double
main thing
statuses.
with those, I guess we
Well, you can,
actually
but
start
they
going
just
through the
won't work
details,
as well.
because then it's on a case-by-case basis depending on the which status effects we are talking about. But when you take, burn, for example, so we talked about having counters. So with burn, for example, what we're going to do is we're going to say when you're dodge rolling, when you're under a burn effect, this is going to actually diminish the effect that you have on you. So you're going to be able to, if you have burn, you're going to be able to roll, or as you roll, as anytime in the game when you dodge roll, this is going to actually take away some of the burn that you have on you. So that's one way for us.
Oh, wasn't that a talent back in the day?
make
Stop,
sure
drop,
that
and roll or something?
We give you some control and some.
You used to be able to clear
react to
status
that.
if you stopped, dropped, and rolled or something, or you
For
rolled.
bleed, for example, what we're saying is if you don't move when you bleed, you're going to also actually reduce the intensity of the bleed. But when you start moving, then it goes in full effect. So these are just examples on ways we are looking at kind of changing also a bit the moment to moment in PvP. So it's really a game of like reacting
Underground
also
2.0
to what's
would be
happening.
nice.
So it's no longer just, I have a status effect, I'm going to die. No, there's the diminishing return, but there's also things you can do to
Or they're talking
actually,
PvP.
try
PvP status
to,
effects.
Counter that.
Try to
yeah.
counter
Yeah.
and try to actually stay alive. One thing also that's going to be an important change in regards to status effects is that all the repair skills will now give you protection. So what that means is that with an application of a healing skill or repair skill, you're going to get 50%, sorry, looking at my notes, I don't know the numbers, 50% hazard protection. So any
That's
heal
pretty
effect
good
is
if you run a
also
healer
going
now.
to actually,
And you run
reduce the
50%.
intensity of status effects and hazard. in
Healer's
general.
gonna be meta
So
now.
That's also another way for us to try to make also the support and the healer role a bit more interesting and a bit more relevant in PvP, and make healing.
Everybody's gonna be
more
running a healer
useful
now,
because,
especially if you
until
run against
now it
status
could have been
effects.
just like not necessarily great in PvP, or because it's mostly just about shooting. So now hopefully this allows for another way also to react to status effect, especially as a team, and you can build your team towards it.
And also, it's important to mention that diminishing returns will not apply in PvE. So that's a PvP specific.
So just for any PvE players,
And,
it doesn't, the status effects changes
also,
don't.
as an example, shock, for example, right? Player will have
These
solo
manhunts are
movement,
dragged and stalls. Yeah.
to kind of make sure that they prevent from shooting, but
Yep.
it's PvP only. It won't apply in PvE.
Yeah.
And same for the Plague of Outcast, also going to be PvP only.
And so we're also looking at things like the booster hive, and we've can drastically increased or improved the booster hive. So it's really going to become a skill that is going to be more relevant in PvP and really allow you to get some protection. And there's also another change that's actually not listed in here. So I'm jumping to another
I'm sorry.
category, but it's very relevant to PvP. Is that now you're actually going to be able, if you want, to consume an armor kit and to get an instant heal of 25% of your armor. So you can still hold the button to get the hold action, and then you get the full armor. Or you can decide to, I'm not sure if it's double tap or what the control is, but you can choose to actually consume it for an instant 25% heal, which in
They should do
PvP is
50%.
also hopefully going to allow you to get that quick heal and roll your way out of combat and then turn the situation around.
It's actually.
I mean, that's kind of cool that they add the instant
Everyone
heal.
says that
About
bonus
time they did
applies
that.
even after the
But
animation
50% at
is
least.
So
It was
yeah, it was. But
I can't read.
thank
Or
you, thank you for
75%.
mentioning it.
So anyway, there's
Or give
more
us
to it.
75%.
This is just some of the gist. But yes, it's again, it's about keeping it in control, diminishing return, giving you some options to react either to the effect itself with the dodge roll, with the movement, with all of that, or having easier access to instant heal, and also making healing skills and healing rolls in general, therefore more useful in PvP.
Yeah, and even though we mentioned that
Maybe
these
50%
changes
to be
will,
like in case they do have a
primarily
healer, if they
target
pop that
PvP,
right,
we're still
and then
gonna
they
monitor
get a heal
the
on top of
effect
it.
on, PvE.
Yep.
And that's where your feedback comes in handy. But of course, that's just a general glimpse at what the change is going to be about. We will publish the detailed patch notes with all the values and explanation of what the diminishing returns is, how they are applied to different skills, how they're going to work now. So you're going to have your hands on all that information very soon.
And again, these are propositions, so especially PvP players, if you have a chance, please jump in on the PTS, tell us how it feels, because there's a lot of moving pieces. So the best way to know if this actually works is just to crash test it on the PTS.
Absolutely. And while we're on topic of PvP, there are also a few fixes. Not all of them, of course not, but just a few of them that I thought that a lot of people would be happy to hear about. So basically, to give you just a very general overview, the shield glitch has been fixed.
Corner glitch.
The shield glitch?
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's been plaguing us for a while, right? But the glitch that allowed people to use their shield to actually shoot through corners and through cover without being seen. We fixed it. We fixed several of them actually, because there's more than one issue here. Hopefully we fixed all of them. If not, please let us know. But yeah, hopefully this will be a thing of the past and no longer hiding behind cover and actually shooting through them.
Yeah, and letter glitch as well. So it was also
No aspect. They're starting with the
targeted,
PvP and then they'll do
yeah,
PvE
so
afterwards.
whoever tried doing that,
Silent aspect.
it's done. Your days are done.
I'll try again on PTS. Tell us.
Yeah, please do. You won't be punished for that, I promise. And also on the topic of other PvP changes, there were a few made in Conflict and Dark Zone. And let's start with Conflict.
Conflict. Dark Zone now. So they said they were going to start with PvP.
Conflict,
and then they're gonna
main
go to PvP
priority,
updates,
main
holidays.
idea was to make sure that it's the purest PvP experience available in the game, and by making it balanced to all players.
Yeah, exactly. So it's Conflict is, we want that to be mostly about your skills as a PvP player. RPG still matters, your build still matters, but it shouldn't matter as much, especially your seniority in the game. So the most drastic change we are doing in Conflict is that when you enter Conflict now, we are going to take away your shade bonuses and your expertise bonuses. These will be brought down to 0. So it is about you and about the items you have, and no longer about how many hours you have spent on a game.
So
that's one way for us one drastic way to try to bring balance into Conflict. Then what else do we have in here?
Crit damage, headshot
We
damage,
also have
weapon damage.
one of the positive changes that the gear and the loot that can be obtained in Conflict was also buffed. It's greater quality, improved quality of the rewards you can get there. Hopefully, we will be able to publish the whole list. I honestly do not have it with me here, but it's a big improvement compared to what we have in the game right now.
Yeah, we don't want you to choose to play Conflict at the cost of your progression in the game, your progression in terms of XP or in terms of gear. So we really want to try to make it as rewarding as we can. So time spent on Conflict is as rewarding as time spent on anything else. So
Can you get exotic caches?
It is not a sacrifice to choose to play Conflict compared to anything else.
It's also important to mention spawn areas and loadout switching.
Yeah, so spawn areas. So one thing we are trying, and I talked about changes that are things we want to try. And I think this goes in this category. Is we are actually going to have turrets protecting the spawn areas in the Conflict maps to try to prevent spawn camping.
Turrets.
So yeah, let's see if that works out or if we need other measures. But that's one way for us to try to make sure that there is also a chance to recover as a team, and you're not just being pushed to the spawn point and then spawn camped, and you have no way to come out. So the turrets will hopefully be here to help you out a bit
turrets in Conflict?
on that.
What is this?
And in terms of loadouts, yes, we also want, we don't want a Conflict game to be just about switching loadouts to adapt to whatever the other players have. We want you to be able to adapt, but not necessarily just switch on the go. So what we're going to do is we're only going to allow you one loadout switch per spawn. So when you die and you respawn, you're allowed to change your loadout, but then when you go back into the action, you can no longer change your loadout. So this is really to try to make you commit to a play style, and then really, once again, make the best out of it and make it be about your skills and less about how many items do you have in your stash.
And we believe that would allow for a bigger variety of play styles and more different players to actually find Conflict as a more appealing game mode.
Yep.
And the same changes, from what I remember, is going to be applied in the Dark Zone regarding the turrets.
I mean, turrets we have in the Dark Zone. Now, what we're doing in the Dark Zone is also in terms of loadout switching.
Loadout switching in the Dark Zone?
So it's not exactly the same, but what we're going to do... So, sorry, let me rewind. With the Dark Zone, one thing we want to change is that we really want to try to push the identity of the Dark Zones, especially the invaded Dark Zone and the non-invaded, to try to find the best compromise between offering a really intense PvP,
just don't let people
rogue versus agent chase experience, and that's going to be mostly in the invaded Dark Zone. And then the non-invaded Dark Zone being something that is a bit milder for players that are that are not necessarily looking for this kind of fights. There will still be PvP in the dark zone. We are not taking it away, but what we want is we want to try to make it a bit more fair in the non-invaded dark zone and keep the invaded for those who are really looking for the for that rogue experience. So one thing we're doing, for example, is it's especially focusing on the rogue mechanics in the non-invaded dark zone. We're going to make the hold to go rogue longer. So it's from, what are the values here? Was 0.75 seconds. Now it's going to be 5 seconds. So you actually have to commit. You really have to go in hiding and hold that button. So it's no longer just a surprise behind the back of another player and shoot them directly. You have to plan and anticipate for it. Then the other thing that we're doing is extend the duration of the rogue first rank, so it takes a bit longer to actually go up in rank. And then especially the most important is again about loadouts. Once you go rogue in the non-invaded dark zone, once you go rogue, you can no longer change loadout.
Wow.
This is also again a commitment. You need to think, you need to plan and anticipate, and then commit to whatever decisions you've made.
Yeah, and we hope that these changes would actually increase accessibility of the dark zone and introduce this mode, like reintroduce this mode to wider audience. Because back in the days, it was fun and accessible for almost everyone. Nowadays, it's it's like everybody looks for something different in the dark zone. So it's always going to be tough because it's a PvPvE area, and some people will go there because they're looking for PvE incentives. Some people will go there for PvP incentives. And the luxury we have, I know that the 3 dark zone concept is not necessarily the most popular decision we've made, but that's what we have now. So let's use that, and let's really try to give identity, use the fact that we have 3 dark zones and give identity, so we have different rule sets between them.
They hit me with a sniper. They don't have to think. They just
really
look at
try
you,
to have different dark zones
they don't
that
have to
offer
imagine
different
what you're
things,
running.
depending on
it's
what you
given
want.
to you, right? Like it's
So
handed
again,
to you.
this is
That's
why we're saying
inspecting
invaded
gear,
dark zone,
there wasn't
this is
inspecting
the
gear in
intense
Division
one.
1.
Non-invaded, this
That's
is something
why,
that is a bit more
correct.
accessible for everyone. So it is a bit less intimidating as a player, but it's not necessarily into PvP. It is a bit less intimidating. But once again, if you want to play rogue indoors, you absolutely can. It's just you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, there is a chance to customize, in a way, your experience and choose what works best specifically for you, and still be able to enjoy dark zones there, because that's one of the most exciting parts in the game. And to finish off with the PvP changes,
They're going to go to PvP
let's talk
next.
about expertise for a second, because it's another thing that we mentioned earlier today, and does not necessarily belong to PvP changes, but would also affect them greatly. And we have an infographic to show how drastically the values has been changed to make expertise and optimization costs more accessible for everyone. This is what you see right now on the screen. These are the new values, and if you want to compare those to what we had in the game before, that information can also be published. But to those who know, you can already see that it's so much less than it was originally.
That's a lot less exotic.
Yeah, I mean,
materials.
those numbers still probably look high for a lot of people, but it's, we just want it to be less of a grind. To be honest, grinding the expertise is maybe not the most fun part in the game, so we just want it to be a bit more accessible,
That's
and
way
especially
better, to be
because
honest.
we're taking it away in conflict,
42.
at least not in a dark zone, by the way. This change to reduce expertise and shade levels to 0 is only in conflict and not in dark zone. But now that we have that kind of in check, we're happy to make the expertise progression a bit faster. So it is less intimidating, less of a core that you have to do because of this grind. So we drastically reduce those costs.
Yeah, and that's. I don't think that there is more on that to
So that's
say.
actually good. Exotic
We once again asking you to try out these new changes on the PTS in the
So this exotic materials from like 20 to 21, it's 20. 2022, it's 20. So 42 isn't bad at all.
Only going to be about weapons and talents. So we're also going to discuss how it's going to affect the gear.
Those cards, by the way, are absolutely not in the right order. So I apologize if I'm just like constantly looking for what is Daya talking about? Where is that?
Yeah, that's my fault. But here comes one of the one of the biggest lists. I remember doing stuff like that in school whenever there are like long history conspects and you need to write everything down and there is not enough space and you just keep gluing some.
So the weapon balancing changes.
All these
that's a
changes
lot
are
of stuff.
coming
And
in
it's a very
February, by the
small
way. February
font, like
2024.
super small. I probably I need to squint my eyes.
For anybody
to,
wondering.
check
February
those.
2024 is when it changes.
Do you wanna
all
read
these
all of them?
changes will be taking
No.
effect.
I mean that was your idea, right? To have everything
February
just
6th.
in case. Let's just talk about what the general buff balance pass was aimed at.
Yeah, so the idea is to, and I mean, that's in general what we want to do is balancing anyway, but it's like, let's look at everything that is underperforming. Let's take, like, we don't want to nerf the stuff that is powerful, because if it's, it's powerful, it's fun and people like it. So we want to, limit as much as possible, like taking that fun away. But instead, let's look at everything else and try to make everything else just as fun and interesting. So it's really not about giving you more power, it's giving you more options. And so we looked at every weapon in every category or every weapon family and just looked at, okay, what kind of quick buff can we make to that weapon to actually give it more identity and also bringing it up closer to the power level of the best performing and the most popular weapons. So that's why this is a long list, because it's again, it goes through every single weapon. And we're not going to go through all of them, but it's in terms of weapon damage, in max size, in RPM, in all kind of changes depending on weapon, depending on which one it is. There are changes in here that are going to impact all of them.
Assault rifles, LMGs, submachine guns,
the
rifles,
G36,
marksman rifles, pretty much everything.
ACR.
I think the most important part is also that
I want those buffed.
exotic
Let me
weapons,
use them.
third attribute, will now be reconfigurable.
CTAR be good.
Yeah, that's something we've done more with the last exotics, and it was fairly popular. So yes, with Project Resolve, you're going to be able to recalibrate the third attribute of every exotic weapon in the game. Which is cool. On the other hand, we know
might be
that
good.
It means that a lot of you are just going to be, going damage to targets out of cover, because that's probably the best stat out there. This is something we have in mind, and this is something we're going to look at as well in terms of the value of those attributes and making sure that the other options are also interesting.
Damage targets out of cover.
It's not listed in here because I don't know yet if we will manage to make it for Project Resolve, but just want you to be aware that we know what the consequence of that change will be. But still, let's see how creative people can get with being allowed to change the third attribute of an exotic weapon.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And another thing that I think important to mention here, that since intention was not to overbuff some exotic and named weapons, and certain buffs from the weapons that these named and exotics are based on may not carry over. So that's why we're going to publish the whole list for you to look through. It's not necessarily going to mention all the named and exotic weapons too, but just to make sure that we are not making some weapons overpowerful, but changing the base weapon and then applying that to the named and exotic as well. Yeah. I mean, is there, if you want to read
I was trying to see which ones stand out, but I'm just going to give you some random ones, right? But like F2000 replica and the shield splinterer in the process are going to get plus 50 RPM, plus 10 max size. That's one example. The military P416 and custom P416 Glory Days Eagle Bearer plus 50 RPM. In LMGs, Iron Lung actually getting a plus 10% weapon damage. Stoner LMG, Quiet Roar Blue Screen plus 20% weapon damage. What else do we have in here? Submachine guns, the M1928 Tommy gun, the Slayer, Ground Grade plus 10% weapon damage. What else do we have?
Threat
in the-
Addict plus 15.
Yep.
Commando.
Okay. P416 got
MD,
plus 50
MDR Battle Rifle,
RPM.
MDR Battle Rifle Replica, plus 10% weapon damage, plus 20 RPM. Yeah, in MMR, also Covert SRS, SRS A1, SRS A1 Replica, Pinprick Mantis, plus 30% weapon damage. So, yeah, there's a lot. And again,
Do we get a
some of
full
them are
list of this?
smaller, some of them are bigger. So again, all of that will be on the PTS, and the full list will be published as well. So you can go through that, make your own mind, try them on the PTS, see if we went overboard with some of them. Maybe we'll see. That's what the PTS is for. But again, it's
Okay.
it's what taking the time to actually
Let's see
focus
what
on
these guns can
improvements,
do now.
gives us.
I'm
It's really
tired of
doing a
playing with
general
the same
pass on
guns.
everything to really try to bring everything up.
And weapons are not the only thing that underwent such a pass. There is also been a gear balancing pass as well. Mainly it targets brand sets. But you want to talk about it?
Sorry, I look eager. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, the brand sets is so the idea with brand sets is just that it feels like it's kind of rare to see people using 3 pieces because you have to sacrifice a gear set if you do that, or you have to sacrifice other things, and usually the 3 piece is not necessarily that interesting. So what we wanted to do with brand sets is really make sure that we reward the commitment to a brand set. So if you're going to use 2 pieces or 3 pieces of a brand set, like those bonuses should be worth it. So what we did is we did a general pass on the brand sets to make sure that the 2 pieces and 3 pieces bonuses are actually better. So we are not changing the first piece. I think none of them has their first piece changed, but it's, again, big list of changes. Working for
People
can't wait for people to screen grab that.
Zoom in.
That's what I do. But yeah, if you look at, I don't know, what can I pick here from
Let's go with Empress.
When you pick the one that didn't have a change to the 3-piece bonus. But Empress, for example, the 2-piece bonus is going to go from 10% skill damage to 20% skill damage. If we take whatever do we have in here?
Bellstone gonna get the 48% incoming repairs as a third.
As a third, yeah.
Yeah.
Gilagard, no change to do 1 piece, but the second piece goes from 10% health to 20% health. The third piece goes from 1% armor regen to 3% armor regen. What else?
3 pieces on Habsburg Guard gonna give you 20% status effect.
Yeah. Fenris is going to get a 30% weapon stability on 3-piece instead of 20. What do we have as well? Petrov, 30% ammo capacity instead of 20% on 3-piece. So again, some of them get their 2-piece bonus increase, some of them don't. And then most of them get their 3-piece bonus increased as well.
Except
we're not
for
changing,
Empress and Gruber,
except
yeah.
for Empress, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not changing the bonus, we're just increasing them.
And the ones that remain unchanged, Providence, Circle of Concern, Yal, and we're going to publish the full list with all the changes with before and after, so you can compare where the second or third piece bonus increased, also in the patch notes.
Yeah. And it's going to be fun with the Ninja Bike to see how people actually combine that. And
What did the Ninja Bike say? What did they say with
Like
the
the
Ninja
game.
Bike? Anybody know?
And that's not it. We still have talents.
oh yeah,
Talents
Anybody
balancing.
know what was the Ninja Bike?
You can have my cards if you want. I don't know.
not in town.
I made sure to place everything in
I'm at
order.
the wrong-
I don't know
I'm at the
why
wrong place.
mines are in
Guys, we
order.
need 2
I'm
likes for
globally
1,000
on
likes on
some
the
other
stream.
place.
Appreciate you guys.
I have mine.
The new content 2025.
I stopped doing that. That's the last time I did it.
Okay, let's talk about
It's all going to
talents.
be on the patch notes anyway. So
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But what if there are, I don't know, some secret codes or my
you're going to see the note. Yannick, don't say that.
my PC password isn't there?
That could happen.
It's not. IT security is a big priority here. That's true. Why
Yes.
you're looking at me. It is.
Yo, guys, be respectful.
That's how I talk. Okay, so talents.
the two
I mean, same
people
logic. Trying to look at
on
the
camera,
talents that
man.
are that are underperforming,
shouldn't have to
making
tell
them
you
better.
guys.
There's also a PvP aspect to that. We want to make sure that some talents in PvP are either better or less.
What happened?
Less the way to go. So some of those changes are actually PvP only. Some of those changes are for everything. But for example, the Doctor Home, the proc condition is going to change from headshots to target killed. So it's less a skill test and more of a like, okay, shoot at them. The Actum Est, which is from the I'm just having Sentinel, having brain fart. It's going to be 50% now in PvP.
Nah, they were
50% of the magazine is going to be filled with shocked ammo instead of 100%. What else do we have in here? Again, there's that very long list. Thunder Strike goes from 20% weapon damage to shocked enemies to 30% extra damage to shocked enemies. No, that's the other way around. From 30%, it goes to 20. It's a nerf.
It's going to be in the patch notes, so
It's going to be in the patch notes.
don't need to write anything down.
No. What else do we have? Big Game Hunter headshots would be plus 4% headshot damage instead of
Hey,
plus
Keezy,
2%.
enjoy yourself, man.
What else do we have? Intimidate is going to get 3 stacks per second, up to a max of 9. And instead of 1 stack to a max of 7. What else do we have in here?
Unbreakable.
9 stacks on Intimidate?
Only in PvP.
That might be OP.
Unbreakable is getting a small nerf from 50% to 40% armor repaired. PvP only, that change.
Unbreakable, they're nerfing
Perfect
it.
goes from 55 to 50. So small tweaks for some of them,
armor
bigger for
now
others.
versus 50? It was already tough.
So yeah. Foundry Bulwark, also process refinery.
They might as well just take it out the
Increase
game.
makeshift repairs. Gosh, this text. Sometimes it's hard to read the talents in our game. But it's going to... So increases makeshift repairs from 25% over 10 seconds to 35% over 10 seconds instead of 20 to 30. So we're increasing makeshift repairs and also the process refinery. I should have started with makeshift repairs, would have been easier. But anyway, there will be patch notes with all those details.
Yeah, I think that's
bunch of
enough to
changes.
just give a general glimpse and the feel of it.
And also a change that is very important for PvP is the Technician's linked laser pointer is going to have its duration reduced from 20 seconds to 6 seconds. So
That's a big one.
no longer just 3 pulses on everyone that lasts forever.
And I guess that's pretty much...
But that's not what we use it for.
There was a blank. I was
You're
like,
always
what's next?
beaming them anyway.
Yeah,
no?
the plan. What's next? We still have a few topics to discuss. I just wanted to summarize everything and say that's pretty much it for the balancing. And
They either
thank you so
take it all the
much
way out,
for,
because that's not going to do
giving
nothing.
us the,
You keep it on your
reading
gun anyway.
comprehension class.
Like if a spotter goes,
I just confused everyone.
doesn't make
now.
sense.
Please do not rate his reading comprehension skills. But whatever. We also want to give you an update on the global events, projects, quality of life updates, and new features. But we'll start with the global events, and it's also a huge list because we actually targeted all of them, apart from your favorite. Golden Bullet is not here, but there is a reason for that. And as you can see, that's a very, very low... You don't have it?
I have it somewhere. I'll find it.
I'll start then. So the main idea behind it was to all the improvements for global events were aimed to make the rest global events, apart from the Golden Bullet, more fun and engaging.
Yeah,
right?
everybody was using
And
Unbreakable.
basically, what we wanted to do is to leverage the success of the Golden Bullet and try to apply it to the rest of the global events. So basically, all of them underwent some changes here and there.
Maybe they want
There
us
was
to play
also a
other
huge
games in
list. Did you
2024.
find yours? Good.
Yeah, I found it was misleading because it's printed on both sides, so I thought I didn't have the whole thing.
Yes, that's...
I sound very critical. I'm not criticizing Darius' methods, by the way. I'm just
we haven't rehearsed this so much. So.
Next time, I'm just going to print everything on A2 or A3 format and just, put it on the walls here. So
So I'm just old,
can read. But I think we can also just give a glimpse of a few changes here and there. Like, for example, for Guardians, we wanted players to be more aggressive when engaging with angels and take more risks. That's why when killing an angel, in addition to restoring armor to full, 50% of total armor is going to be added to the bonus armor. Same thing for Guardians, increased damage buff from 30 to 50% because the previous damage felt a little bit underwhelming, so we just buffed it.
Yep.
Polarity switch. Let's see. Changed max stacks from 5 to 4 because it took too long to reach the full stacks, and we just decided to make it a bit easier. Also changed the damage bonus per stack from 20 to 25% to compensate for the less stacks. And killing an enemy with the right polarity will reload your weapon. Do you also want to?
Yeah, and the thing with polarity switch is just that also it's no longer going to be on hitting an enemy, but if you hit an enemy of the wrong polarity, you're going to lose stacks. Now it's actually going to be on killing.
I don't feel like
so we're actually allowing you to make mistakes and realize that you're shooting the wrong enemy. And it's just when you kill them, if you actually are shooting the wrong one, then you're going to lose stacks. And as we said, if you kill the right ones, you get an auto reload. So the idea is just to really, with polarity switch at least, was just to really make it first more forgiving, more impactful in terms of bonus, and especially also less of a reload fest, where suddenly, when you're in the flow and you're hitting the right enemies, but then you need to reload because you're out of ammo, and then you were in mindset of like, okay, I'm yellow, I'm going to shoot yellow, you have to reload. Oh, wait, no, I'm blue, and so now it's going to reload automatically as long as you're playing it right. So it's really for us to really keep you in the flow of like having the right targets and playing the right colors.
No, 4 years. Holy shit.
Hollywood triple explosion range.
Hollywood is easy. More explosions. Bigger
more explosions. Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Triple explosion damaged. Explosions generate signature ammo and grenades at your location.
And that was one angle with Hollywood was also that it should be the signature weapon global event.
Let us know more about
so we really want to make sure that when you use your signature weapon, or when you play with the modifier, we give you the tools to actually keep it running. So it should really be the one where you're playing as much as possible, almost all the time, with your signature weapon being out, because that's what it should be built for. It's all about spectacle and big destructions.
For Shade Exposed,
respect the people streaming, man.
Stacks are going to be acquired 50% faster because the event feels better
like saying something. Say it to yourself.
You are exposed, and we just want for the players to reach the exposed status faster than what previously was. Also, double pulse radius. Because sometimes it used to miss the enemies, and now hopefully it's going to be more reliable. 65% damage instead of 1,015% damage from pulsed enemies. Non-pulsed enemies still deal full damage.
Yeah, it's just really to try to get you in the flow of getting the effect faster, getting the stacks faster, releasing those stacks, being more generous with what you get out of it, and really, again, more forgiving.
Hey, no problem. Love you too, man, Kat.
That's just more fun.
More fun. And with the animated, it's also explosions, triple explosion range, and increased explosion damage by 50%. And also we increased the enemy headshot.
We'll have a little discussion in a few, guys. Give me a second.
To kind of incentivize you to go
kill them with headshots, let them explode, and then let them die from their own explosions.
I think we need one big dark zone in Division 3.
It sounds way meaner.
One dark zone that brings everybody into it. Like
it's supposed to be about fun.
That's my number one thing.
It is fun. But talking about other fun things, global events are not the only thing that underwent changes. There was also a big pass on the projects, and there were also at least 3 cards. One of them, do you have yours?
Somewhere.
Just take mine.
No, Eric, they talked a lot about conflict.
Here is
Eric,
the project. Here is the
they're
project.
changing
Yeah,
so
you have
much
them.
in conflict.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah, there are
You
just
missed it.
3 cards.
It was
This is how
if you
how
want to
many
wait, we'll talk about it
changes,
afterwards.
the projects underwent, and basically the idea was to make the projects more worthwhile, more interesting, more engaging, and that's why some of them are going to receive new rewards, better rewards. There are also going to be some updates to conditions as well.
They're removing
we wanna
shade,
just,
expertise
you
in
know,
conflict. They're
Yeah.
adding
some
turrets
sneak
for
peeks.
spawn
But
protection.
the
You
general
cannot change
intention of this
loadouts.
project is that, especially
one
when you take the
loadout
daily
change on
projects, for
death,
example, like it should
you
be
can't
like
change it multiple
when I
times.
log into the game and I don't really know what to do, like it should almost be your first reflex is to open the project and see, okay, how can I get some quick stuff? If I'm just gonna play 20 minutes today,
In the dark zone, no.
the daily project should be your way to go, and it's not the case today. So we really wanted to boost that because they're controlled. You only get only a certain amount of them, so it's easy for us to make them generous and make sure that this is an easy checkbox thing to do when you're starting your session. So it's really about making them not too tedious to complete and make sure that they are really
Hey guys,
rewarding.
join in the stream.
It
Drop
should
a
be
like
a
on the stream.
no-brainer
Appreciate you.
to do the projects when you're planning your session.
So, for example, talking about daily projects, more rewards were added to the projects at the base of operations. And, for example, small amount of exotic components, named items, and equipment items as well. That's something that was not there previously. Let's see what else we have. There were also changes to weekly projects and Dark Zone and Conflict projects. For example, for Dark Zone and Conflict, we added named items, reduced necessary objectives to defeat
No shade
enemies from
buff
5
either
to
in
3, reduced objectives to
watch
recover
doesn't work in
Dark
Conflict
Zone
either.
drops from 5 to 3. Also added equipment items, named items. For weekly projects, for invasion projects, added 3 new items, a few exotic components, exotic cash. So you get the gist of it.
More loot, more
loot.
rewards.
Yeah, and a bit more accessible, a bit easier to complete the project and get the rewards. So yeah,
Conflict
also
on
the full list,
PlayStation
since
fills up
there's a lot
weapon.
of stuff, I don't see the need
I
for
don't
us
know
to
if
just
it still
recite
does, but it used
everything
to
and
fill up
to read, because obviously we
couple months
can't
back.
read. But yeah, you will get the full list in the patch notes.
It does need
And
new game
the
mode,
few
new maps,
last things
100%
that I wanted for us
Needs
to
new
touch
maps.
on is
agree.
the quality of life and new features. And I think, we can start with the quality of life. And
Yep.
This is what they
there
should have
were
went to
very
instead of the global
significant
events.
changes
you know?
made to the loot system and inventory system. And I think we can talk about loot crates first. And
Yep.
that
The
You think
main
they'll
change, and
announce
that's one that's been
crossplay?
asked for a very long time, is that
No way.
now
Cross-save?
all the loot crates in the world are going to scale to the global difficulty settings of your map. So if you put your map on heroic, your loot crates, all of them, the one that's right next to the safe house, or the ones anywhere in the world, are going to scale and give you heroic quality loot. So hopefully, no longer purple loot when opening boxes, and this is a way for us to try to send you back into the open world. We already did that when we looked at the XP rates and made the XP more rewarding in the open world, but we wanted the exploration and the opening loot crates in the open world also just as rewarding. So now it's all going to scale proper. When you play heroic, every box you open is going to be a heroic box and no longer just some weird loot.
Yeah, that's a big one. And also there was the mod space, because it's being cluttered needlessly and there's a lot of stuff you have in it. And basically the idea was to make the skill mode inventory management more manageable, more efficient.
Yep.
So now each bonus can only be owned once, and the value of the role gonna update when a better one drops for you. And basically it's going to make it so much easier for you to go through it and understand which mode is better.
So what this means just clearly is just really that every skill mod is unique now. So every type of skill mod is unique. So you can only have one copy of the damage mod for that skill and no longer just drop multiple copies of it. When you drop a new copy of it, if it's a better roll, it's just going to update the roll of the one you've saved. So you no longer have to go back in your skill mod inventory and look at, okay, what do I have and which one is better, and do all the inventory management. There's enough inventory management with our things as well. So as a start, we wanted to look at skill mods and make that much faster, especially for skill mods. There's really no real reason to hold on to a worse version of a mod, because you can only use those mods specifically in those slots for that skill. So it's not as if you will have use for that mod somewhere else anyway. So it was really just clutter for nothing. So now it's all going to be, the game will take care of that for you, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I hate mods.
So basically automated system for skill modes. And another thing that armor kits replenish with the second cooldown, basically the new feature that would allow you to instantly use the armor kit to replenish 25%.
Yeah.
And in the addition to the existing functionality of holding the button down to get the 100%. And I guess the Shade Watch bonus.
So what's the cooldown time if you use the instant? When
So
can you pop a full med
let's
kit?
talk about Shade Watch bonus. So we've made a change, but ultimately it's probably not going to change a lot for a lot of our players. But basically what we wanted to do is, for reasons that are going to be obvious to people who know the history of our game, we wanted to implement a cap to the health bonus of the Shade Watch levels, because we know that when people reach ridiculous levels, especially when people exploit our game and then gain hundreds of thousands of levels, as it happened, the bonuses become completely out of whack. So what we wanted is we wanted to implement a cap to those, but we also wanted to make sure that this is a cap that is achievable, but also feeling rewarding enough. So what we're doing is, you get 30 HP per level from level 1 to 1000. That's the way it's always been. Then after that, you used to get 3 HP per level infinitely. Now what we're doing is we're going to say from level 1001 to level 2000, you're going to get, again, 30 HP per level. After 2000, you're capped. You're no longer gaining HP per level. So what that means, math, that means that once you reach the cap, you will have 60,000 extra HP, which is what in the current game before Project Resolve you would reach by getting level 10,000. So we are making it faster to reach the cap, but therefore there is a cap, which is now at level 2000, 60,000 HP.
Yeah, that's a very nice one. And
yeah, he means
a
the
few
watch.
other things that I mentioned, that there were changes made to the inventory system
February 6th
as well, and we already talked about the skills, but there is a very important one, completely new one, a new feature that is gonna be called tinkering. It's actually gonna be a new menu. And
tinkering?
Yeah. So the idea was to kind of make sense of recalibration and optimization living together, because both those things they work together, but the way the game presents them is, it doesn't really make them or show them together. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to bring them together under one menu that is called tinkering. So it's still the same functionality. You will, from the tinkering menu, you will have the option to recalibrate a stat or to optimize a stat. So you go into tinkering, you look at an item, you look at your stats, and then for each stat you have the option, do you want to recalibrate or do you want to optimize? You can always still only recalibrate one stat, but then the other ones you can optimize. So that's the idea of tinkering. The big thing with the tinkering screen is that we're going to allow you to open that screen from anywhere in the world. So you no longer have to go back to your recal station to actually open recalibration and optimization. You will be able to do that on the fly during a main mission, in the world, during whatever. You will be able to actually do some recalibration and optimization. The idea being that if you drop a piece of loot and it's almost an upgrade compared to what you have, you can quickly equip it, upgrade it if you have the materials, so you directly take it on your build, and you can keep going. You no longer have to hold on to it and wait until you go back to the White House to remember, oh, I have that piece of loot and what did I want to do with it? So you're able to make a quick decision, and we're saving time, so you no longer have to go back to the White House constantly and come back. One big change that we're doing in part of that is the recalibration library is becoming just the library. That's the way it's called. It functions the same, but one thing that you should know is that now the library is also going to be the cap at which you can optimize a stat. So if you want to do optimization on a stat, you will only be able to optimize it up to whatever is stored on your library, which again allows us to have things make more sense together and make those two functionalities synergizing. But therefore, I'm going through the whole thing. I hope that's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
One thing we're going to do as that, and you might have seen that because there was a hint of it on the screen earlier. But therefore, we are going to reduce the cost of optimization across the board. We're halving it. So yes, you have the extra work of having to actually store the stats in your library before you can optimize to the highest levels. But therefore, the act of optimizing is going to be cheaper. It's going to be half the cost. So making optimization hopefully a bit more accessible to more players.
Yeah, the optimization costs are going to be reduced greatly, and
are they going to give
thank you, Dylan,
players who
for,
spent
bringing
all
it
those
back.
exotics anything or no?
Yes,
Because I have
These are
so
experts.
much
These are
gear
the
that I
ones that have
spent.
optimization on those.
yeah,
Exotics.
It says optimization in the title, so that's why I said there's a tease, but the costs are actually the expertise ones.
But that's that's pretty much it. But there are a few other things that are also going to be available in the PTS. For example, the ability to send an item to stash with getting a warming. What is warming? Warming, global warming. Basically a warning about the stash being full. Sorry, it's the end of the day, and that's a lot of stuff we need to go through.
The list is
And
endless.
also an option to show the stash item count when approaching the specific item without the need to access it. So a lot of things that should help you optimize and spend less time going through your inventory.
It used to cost like what, 120 exotics, 140
the same
exotics?
ARs you have on the backpack.
To get 24? Now it's 42?
You will see how many items. And
way better.
As Daria said, it's all the small things that are hopefully making the experience a bit smoother.
No, but I think those improvements overall, like combined together, they really provide a much fresh take on the inventory
joy is the
management
journey.
and the inventory system, and I guess to a lot of people who just don't want to spend so much time because we all have work, we'll have families, we just want to come home, enjoy the game, and do not spend time sorting out the stuff that we got on the previous runs. That's going to help a lot.
If you're like me, if you play and then you hold your loot and then you log out thinking, I'll deal with it later, and then you log back in and you forget to do your inventory management, and then you go into a mission and then you can't loot anymore.
That's all of us.
You're still going to have to do that, do your inventory management, but some steps are actually going to be at least a bit easier. And these, there's more things we have in mind and we want to do with inventory management. I don't want people to get the impression that this is our answer and everything is going to be fixed. No, these are improvements. This is a step, and hopefully there will be more coming in the future as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's also a thing that we mentioned in the roadmap, that it's not like Project Resolve going to happen and nothing will come afterwards. It's going to be a few gradual steps towards the final goal, but we'll talk about it more in the future. And I guess the last thing that we want to mention, last but not least, it's the game modes. And there are just a few smaller things that I wanted to outline. Like, first of all, optimization have been implemented to all the 3 game modes that we have in the game right now, Descent, Countdown, and Summit. And we believe that those changes would lead to enhanced stability and performance improvements overall. So please do let us know how it feels with all those improvements in the PTS. And Summit fans have a big announcement. The level 100 XP issue has been also solved.
Yeah.
Why you're looking at me as if it was?
We're fixing the XP issue of Summit. So it's for those of you that have been gaining a lot of XP by using that. Sorry, you have to find other ways.
There was an XP glitch.
And yeah,
in
and then the
Summit?
last change.
Yeah,
I'm
out of the loop.
I'm diving
No,
into
no,
it,
please, please. It's the descent.
there was a
yeah,
level
so
100
to descent,
XP glitch?
there's one significant change we're making.
Who was keeping quiet about that
and
one?
It's
Who didn't
there's
share
two
that
changes
news
we're
with us?
making. But the first one is that we are going to introduce a talent rotation to descent, because the main issue is just there's a lot of talents in descent, and as we add more talents to the game and we add them to descent, the pool gets more and more diluted, and it gets harder and harder to actually get the build you want, or to get the talents that are interesting. So what we're going to do is now there will be a rotation, and so not all talents will be available all the time. It will be pools of talents that are going to be available this week and then next week. And I say
Hey,
week, I
either
don't
being
remember.
rude
It's
on
weekly,
Twitch?
I don't remember. But there's going to
The
be a
chat's
regular
crazy?
rotation of the descent talents. So hopefully that means curated talents. That means
dang.
easier to, on specific rotations get the builds you want. And also on other occasions, if the rotation is not what you usually play with, maybe discovering new play styles, but through a curated list of talents. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is we have done a pass in terms of session length in descent to try to make them shorter. So that means the time it takes to reach the Nemesis is going to be shorter.
Hey, Morton, how's it
overall.
going,
The
man?
time it takes to reach rewards in general
Good to see you here.
in descent is also going to be shorter. So we wanted to bring down the playtime a bit in descent to not be that big of a time commitment
wanna
when you
read
go
the
into
chat?
descent thinking, okay, I'm going to have to spend the next 2 hours here.
It's a little
So
toxic.
it should be faster now.
Yeah. That's
And
Twitch, baby.
yeah, thank you so much for reciting
try to
all
keep
those changes.
non-toxic.
And now it's time for your favorite part. That's the Q&A session.
All right,
and
Q&A.
Thank you so much,
They're going to read the chat
Polina,
now, though.
for
Let's find out what they have to say.
providing us with collecting all the
Craig,
questions
what are they
from
doing
the
about
chat.
PvP?
I'm a little
they're
bit
doing a lot of
surprised to
balancing
say that
changes.
there are
They
not a
addressed
lot of
PvP
them,
at the very beginning of the stream.
but probably because I really hope that it's
If you go
almost
back and
because
rewind
we
this stream
answered
right
the
now, you
majority
can.
of the
If you go to
questions,
live, scroll it
introducing
back,
the
you can
changes
see
and
the
the fixes
PvP
that are
portion
coming
was at the
with
very
Project
beginning
Resolve.
of the stream.
But there is going to
We'll
be
go through
Everybody
everything.
is
At
just
the
too
end,
busy
we'll talk
commenting
about it,
on
try to
your
go through everything.
Beautiful hairdo.
Yeah, it's nice. And you have a matching one because it's holiday season. By the way, if you do not know, there is a holiday event, Winter Project, right now available in the game. There is still time up until the January 9th. And there are a lot of new items you can grab through this project, apart from the items that we brought from previous years, including the Yulmust mask, because people were asking about it last year. So it is available in the game right now. The nice backpack, the new sweater, some new emotes, right, with the bell. So yeah, there is still time. But enough about Christmas. Let's talk about questions that you guys have, and let's start with the PvP. Will the issue with the cheaters be addressed in Project Resolve?
Yeah, we're going to implement the line of code that says cheaters equal no. Cheaters is, cheating in general in the game is something that we always look at. And I know some people won't believe me, but we are always implementing improvements to our cheat detection, and we are banning cheaters on a daily basis. We're just not bragging about it because that's not the way we do. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. Yes, we know cheating is a thing. We are working on improvements, some for Project Resolve, some for later in terms of detection, in terms of how do we prevent cheating or how do we detect cheating when it's happening. We are also investigating on Cronus Max and see what we can do about it. No promise, but this is something we're looking at, and we're fully aware that we can do all the improvements in the world in PvP. If cheating and abusing the game is still a thing, then PvP is never going to be a good experience. So yes, we are committed to making those improvements and to trying to always make the situation better when it comes to cheating. But at least I don't want people to think that we're not doing anything, because that's not true.
And also a lot of this work is done thanks to your reports. Whenever you encounter cheaters, and if you can grab a video where it's visible and easy to understand that this person is cheating, and you're submitting those to Ubisoft support. I mean, a lot of people tag us on social media. Unfortunately, that is not how we deal with cheaters. We have a specific team dedicated to identifying the cheating practices and sanctioning players. So please keep reporting them to Ubisoft support, and that is also another way to make the environment more enjoyable for everyone. And
if you're cheating in a game, just don't be a dick. Go play something else.
Did he say that?
No, but that's correct. Two other questions.
Don't be a dick.
Is the invaded dark zone going to be more rewarding?
Yes, that's also something we're looking at, making Dark Zone, invaded Dark Zone specifically, more rewarding. So more details on that, but yes, that's part of the package.
Will the expertise be removed from Dark Zone? Do you think we discussed?
No, we mentioned it. No, the change to expertise and shade levels is only planned for conflict. Please, let's have that conversation. So far, we want to keep it in the Dark Zone because the idea is conflict is where the PvP balancing is happening. This is where we are implementing normalization to make sure that everybody has a chance, no matter if you've played the game for 2,000 hours or for 50 hours. We want people to have a chance to compete in conflict. The Dark Zone, on the other hand, this is the PvPvE experience where we think it's okay if you spent a lot of time in the game and you are by definition more powerful than another one, you deserve to, have that power be represented in the Dark Zone. So far we don't plan to implement the change to taking away expertise and shade levels from the Dark Zone, but please do give us feedback.
And regarding stability, there is a question about the game crashes and will they be addressed? And I do not have all the technical details here with me, but I know for a fact that a lot of things that were implemented in the game were actually aimed at making the experience more stable and reducing the crashes.
That's what this live stream is about. It's Project Resolve and Project Resolve. I mean, it's not going to fix all the crashes. We're never going to fix all the crashes because it's a huge game and there's a million reasons why the game can crash. But there's been a lot of improvements and a lot of fixes in Project Resolve that hopefully for most of you are going to make the experience more stable.
Will new skills be introduced? It's not the plan that we have right now.
It's not the plan right now. Right now we're focusing really on on gear, on items, on weapons, and also looking at everything we have in the game already and improving that and making sure everything belongs into the gear game and everything is relevant and you have as many options as you want. And then, in the future, if we want to explore new skills, maybe. But right now, this is not a priority for us. There's a lot of skills already, so let's make sure they're all equally as fun and as rewarding and as powerful before we start adding new ones.
Also, a question about new incursion or a new raid.
Well, I mean, we're not here to talk about future plans. So do give us feedback. Tell us what you want in the future in the game, and we'll see.
A question about the specialization, and is there anything about the specialization on this update?
Not specifically. No, there's no specific change. I know that a long time ago we announced the specializations revamp, and we put that on ice because what we had was just it's one of those things that you put design on paper, you put ideas on paper, and you're like, yeah, that sounds great, and then you implement it. And then it just doesn't work. And the initial proposition we had was one of those. Like we worked on it, we implemented the first version, and it just absolutely didn't achieve what we wanted it to achieve. So we've put it on ice. One day, hopefully, we will get back to specializations and revisit them. But this is not the plan right now. So no specific changes to specializations in this update.
They said that a while ago. They answered that question multiple times.
Will there be a next gen update?
A next gen update, not at the moment. Also, not the plan.
And the last question
I would love to
that
see
I
better
wanted
graphics on
to
PS5.
keep for the very end, since as I mentioned, there are
When
not
you
a lot
look
of
at the game on
questions,
PC and then you look at
what
the
is
game
the
on
release
PS5,
date of the Project Resolve? So the
night and day.
release date right now is planned for February. That's not the date. It's just a month, and
Again,
I
guys,
guess
remember,
we will
Division
be able
3
to
is
give
like
you the
4
final date
years
quite
out,
soon.
at
But before
least.
that, we need to go through 2 PTS phases first, and also depending on the amount of feedback, that would give us the release date. But right now, it's planned to be released together with the Season 3 Vanguard, and the targeted month is February. So I hope that answers your question. And yeah, once again, the roadmap is going to be published on our social media website.
February
same for
6th,
the
guys.
VOD of this Twitch stream. So if you have any other questions, just let us know on socials. We will be happy to address them.
There's one question actually I see here, but
Which one?
that I can answer. Will we be able to dismantle items directly into expertise? Actually, the tinkering menu that we talked about will include the expertise menu as well. So what that means is that from the world, you will be able to open the expertise and you will be able to dismantle into expertise directly without having to go back to the base of operations. So yes, you cannot do that directly from an item, but you will be able to open your expertise screen from anywhere in the world.
See, this whole relationship is based on complete distrust in each other's abilities. Like, I do not trust Yannick to have his cards in correct order, and he doesn't trust me to look through all the questions.
Reading over your shoulders, to be like,
Daria,
you missed one.
Big Will, the thing with Division 3, it's
mentioning it.
It's in
And
pre-production.
yeah, that's it. We
They're
do
still
not
building
have
a
any other
team.
questions.
They're like probably 3, 4 years out, maybe
what,
5.
was
We
collected
still have a
from the
while
chat.
to go before we see Division 3.
But
3
I
years
think we
minimum
talked
at least.
pretty much about everything.
I would think.
And the rest of your questions, if there are anything, we will be happy to answer
minimum.
those after the PTS.
Yeah.
And
And again, this is the high level, right? There's a lot of details that we may have missed that have not been listed here. Some of them will not be on the PTS just yet. There are changes that are still coming in, but maybe not on this phase, on later phases. Some of the stuff we talked about might not be on this PTS, but it will come later.
Cross-save would
this
be,
is an organic process.
anything, I wish.
And again, there is more to Project Resolve than
I don't even care
just
about
what we
crossplay.
listed
Give me
here.
cross
These were
save so I can use my
the
PS5
main
account
changes we wanted to
on
highlight.
Xbox, on PlayStation.
yeah, just a glimpse at what's coming, and more information is going to be available soon. Do not forget about the PTS preload on 14th, and then the PTS is available from 15th to 18th of December. That's the first phase. The second one is going to be in January, and of course, we're going to update you about all the dates and timing when it's closer to the
Craven,
date.
yes, or fix his
And
status.
before we go, we actually want to thank you for sticking with us through a very special report where we didn't show anything no new gear, no new features apart from what we discussed regarding Project Resolve. Thank you so much for being here, for having
we'll
trust
go back
in
and
the
check
team,
out what
and
they said at the very
we're going to
beginning.
continue relying on your feedback in the future, and we're going to be waiting for you on the PTS. Thank you so
Give
much.
us feedback. Hello agents. Today we're happy to announce Project Resolve, a comprehensive seasonal update focused on health and quality of life for the Division 2.
Thanks to your feedback, our goal with Project Resolve is to enhance the overall player experience and establish a solid foundation for future content by making significant improvements to the game's health and stability. The recent shift in season length has allowed us to focus on building this broad and impactful update while maintaining the game quality as you continue to enjoy our content.
We will start with a public test this week, followed by another test in January, culminating in the full release in February to all Division 2 players. Project Resolve is divided into 3 key areas: stability,
health, and gameplay improvements. From thousands of bug fixes to PvP improvements, we're digging into everything.
Just to give you a glimpse at the few main areas of improvements Division agents can expect. Enhanced stability with a focus of in-game performance and reducing crashing on all platforms. Improvements to PvP combat with the status effects rework. Conflict rewards buffs addressing glitches, and more to make the experience more enjoyable for everyone.
Major balancing overhaul to give you more choices for powerful weapons in PvE. Expertise and optimization cost reduction to make upgrades more accessible. Changes to projects and global events to make them more fun and worthwhile.
Quality of life improvements, including scaling open world loot crates with world difficulty and the ability to recalibrate directly from the inventory.
And we have more you can find out about in our article linked in the description.
Initiating Project Resolved meant our team needed to build a solid foundation, which has affected some of our previously announced plans. Following the current season, Year 5, Season 3, Vanguard, will release in February 2024, which will include the health updates from Project Resolve in full, as well as normal seasonal content you expect, like a new manhunt, season pass, and apparel event. This does mean we have made the tough decision to move the DLC release to 2025.
As always, your input is invaluable to us, and we will continue to incorporate it into our decision-making processes as we continue the journey of improving the game as part of Project Resolve and beyond.
To provide you with more insight into the next few months, we'll release detailed patch notes and provide frequent updates on the PTS content and results.
Starting December 15th, PC players will have the opportunity to test out this initial set of changes and fixes alongside Season 3 gear.
We can't wait for you to dive in and explore the new features and improvements.
So maybe we'll dive into it.
You can get ready by preloading the public test server on December 14th.
December 15th?
So it'll be all set to jump right into the action.
I think that's it, guys. So I guess we could pause it here. They're done pretty much. So if you guys weren't paying attention, they announced during this stream that Year 6 is when the DLC. Remember we were supposed to get a DLC in summertime for Year 5. They delayed it. It won't be coming until Year 6. So if you're looking for any type of DLC, that won't be coming until after Year 5. So 2025 is when we'll be able to see it. So we still have a ton of a long way to wait if you're looking for any new content wise, right? This is more a health update. They talked about PvP, and we'll mention a few of them. They focused on, they say the status effects are going to change. For any of you guys who were wondering, they talked about in PvP, you can't double stack status effects. So say if you have fire status and you put someone on bleed, that bleed status is still going to take effect, but it's going to be less. And we'll see all the patch notes when they come out. They also said if you're on burn, you can roll and it'll reduce the amount of burn you're taking, or it goes away quicker. So those are things we got to test. They said the bleed, if you're standing still, it doesn't do as much damage, but if you start to move, it does more damage. They talked about there's a med kit right now. So like now they'll have an instant med kit that's going to give you 25% if you want to get instant, or you can hold it and get the full 100%. They talked about when a healer heals you or you're getting healed, you'll get 50% protection from, hazard protection. So when a healer heals you, if they're on your team, if you're self-healing, you'll get 50% hazard protection right away. So if you have 50% on your build, you have 100%, right? So that is something new. They talked about conflict changes. So to protect the spawns, they're gonna have turrets on each side. They also talked about, what else they talk about? They talked about, oh, you can't change your loadouts in conflict. You can change it once at death. What else they talk about? The dark zone, the same thing. When you're manhunt, once you're manhunt, you can't change your loadout. Oh, in conflict, shade and expertise are no longer. I'm gonna have to go back. I don't know if they said anything about the dark zone and how the shade and expertise works in the dark zone. I don't know if they changed it. I know in conflict, there's no shade watch and there's no expertise. In the DZ, I don't know. Did they say anything about the shade watch and expertise? I don't know. I don't know what they said there. I'll have to go back and watch that. What else they talk about? Those are the main PvP. I know a lot of you guys are asking about the PvP changes and stuff like that. Crafting sucks in this game, man. I saw that comment up here. The rolls are very low. You do it for nothing. In 3 days, wow, it's pre-seement. It's already killed. All I need to know. Hasbro builds just got easier to make. Yeah, still shade in the DZ, unchanged. So yeah, shade watch is unchanged. Expertise, I guess, not touched in DZ. So just in conflict. So that's just something. So it looks like we'll just have to see what changes they did. I do like the one quality of life change they did change was the mod slots, the skill mod slots. That one thing stood out to me is no longer you have to find the mods. Once you get a 13% protection from elites, you can put that mod slot on everything, I believe, and the skill ones too. Once you get a skill damage mod slot, you don't have to change. You don't have to get multiple. So I think that's for the gear too. I know it's for the skills. I'm assuming it's for the gear, so you don't have to inventory manage mods anymore. So I think if you unlock the 13% protection from elites, hopefully, I think they said that, or is it just for the skills? I'll have to go back and look at it. I know for the skills for sure. So if you have 10% skill, if you have 5% skill damage on your seekers, right? It's whatever the max one you have, and you don't have to keep it there. Now, I don't know about the gear. Maybe if you're, did anybody know that for the gear and the mods? I'll have to go back and look at that. I think it was gear and skills. I know it's skills for sure, but I'm not sure about the gear. But yeah, 2024 definitely is very disappointing for me, guys. Man, there's just, the game needs content at the end of the day. Like, and people who've been playing for a long time is kind of like, we're playing the same thing over and over and over. And how long can we play that for a full year? It's almost like I feel maybe Division Resurgence, Division Heartland will take over. They said skills to start, only for skills. Okay. So only for skills right now, I think they should move that to gear. I think they should do skills and gear and get rid of, and then once you unlock it, you have it. Instead of having to get like 16, 12%. I think that would help out a lot. Yeah. So just skills, they should move that to gear at the end of the day. I think they get rid of the mods, make it more easy. Once you unlock it, and then you just have to focus on farming gear. But I think that's it, guys. I'll go back and I'll go in detail and watch everything and try to like do a summary video. It was a lot of information. It might be better just to see when the patch notes come out, and then we'll talk about it there. So Heartland and Division Resurgence. Well, Division Resurgence 100% is scheduled for early 2024. That's the mobile version. Division Heartland, we should get more information. Hopefully, because this is being delayed, there's no DLC in 2024, it would make sense, right? Heartland in 2024, Resurgence in 2024. Everybody will probably be playing that if Heartland drops. And then it'll give you like a filler until the DLC comes out. You'll play the DLC. I don't know. I think that's probably what's going to happen. But we'll see. We just got to wait, guys. No health cap is 2,000. Yeah. So the health cap is at 2,000 shade. And I think he said it was 60,000 health or something. I want to see seasons 2.0. Yeah. I'll feel bad for you, man. Play some variety meantime. Cyber, I've been playing variety, man. We were playing day before. I don't know if you were here. We played day before 5 days in a row. That's actually where like my heart is kind of. I think I fell in love with extraction shooters, man. I think that's where my joy is. That's what my thrill. That brings me my thing. So. Yeah, I hardly ever cover Division 2 on my main channel. Here and there we cover it, but I hardly ever do anymore. I pushed all my Division 2 stuff to my second channel, and until we get new content, you know. Probably when Division Heartland comes out, we'll cover it a lot. Maybe some Division Resurgence, but yeah, Division 2 specifically, I pushed all to my second channel, just because there's no new content in general. Like there's nothing new with the Division 2 currently at the moment. Big question of DLC being pushed was the lineup preview for Division 3, or is Division 3 got pushed? No, Division 3, sir, but Division 3 they're still developing the team. Remember, the creative director is on Star Wars. So Star Wars, he's going to be there till it launches, and that launches early next year. So he probably won't move from Star Wars until it launches, and then he'll be with his team and they'll start development. But that development process says probably 3 years, 4 years, depending if they have any hiccups, depending on how big they want to make the game. So yeah, we're not looking at Division 3 until maybe 2026, 2027, in my opinion. That's just what I'm saying. So that's what I'm predicting. 3 to 4 years from now, at least. That's what I'm going to say. Division 3 probably still hasn't even got full development, even though they have a lot of assets that they have from Division 2, Division 1 that they can start to move over. But again, yeah. No, the director, he was on Star Wars. Yeah. Yeah, I think like 4 years away probably. So GTA 6 is probably going to drop when this DLC drops, to be honest. Henry, what? That makes no sense, bro. Different team, different game. But yeah. Let's go. But yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here. I think that's it for this stream. If you have any last questions, let me know. We'll definitely I think we'll be back tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna play. I think I'll be streaming tonight. I'm gonna head to the gym. I wanted to do this stream just for you guys, so we can find out what was going on. We probably have a stream tonight. We'll figure out what we'll play. We'll play tonight. We'll game a little bit. We'll stream a little bit. Hey, thank you guys for coming out. I'm a little disappointed. We have to wait till 2025 to get new DLC. It kind of sucks. It feels like 2024 is a filler year. Even though they're doing a lot of changes, it still feels like it's a filler for all those changes they need to do. It's gonna be back like before we started getting all these updates. If you guys remember, there was a year that we were just getting manhunts. We were just getting like manhunts, like apparel events, global events, manhunts, global events, apparel events. I feel like that is what 2024 is, guys. I feel like that's what 2024 is. $50 for you to play Tarkov tonight? Maybe we'll do it. Hold on. I have it installed, Serpent. I feel like I'm gonna get rocked. But hey, we'll definitely look into it. We'll look into it. But yeah, we'll be playing probably some. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're gonna play. I wish the day before it didn't get canceled. I wish it did. What happened the day before? Because I genuinely was having fun with you guys and we were killing it on the stream. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll see you guys tonight. Hey, appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. I mean, we got some time to wait, guys. All right, love y'all. Take it easy. God bless. And I'm going to the gym. Have a good day. See you tonight. Later, everybody.